Jesus, Jordan Brand. What were you thinking? It's a boot. It's a cleat. Is this the ugliest Jordan to ever release? This shoe didn't age very well. What's up, guys? Romeo the Retro Guy back with another review. And on today's episode, well, I mean, I wish I could be a little bit more excited, but we got the Jordan 9 Retro in the University Gold colorway. Let's get into it. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss another episode. This is my face when I see these shoes. Like, look at my face. Look at my face. Like really? That's my face. Today we're gonna be taking a look at the Jordan 9 Retro University Gold in the University Gold colorway. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this shoe right away. As you can tell, clearly, I don't like this shoe. This shouldn't even have come out. This ain't even a basketball shoe. Jordan, man, what were you thinking? Jesus. Let's start off with the upper, man, because obviously, like, I don't know, it just is what it is. This is one of those shoes that, like, I've never seen anybody brag about a Jordan 9. Like, yo, dog, I stunned down the man with my Jordan 9s. I got the new Jordan 9 colorway out. Like, this is one of those Jordans that I feel like don't get no love. But, I mean, why would it? It's basically designed after a baseball cleat. You know what I'm saying? There's only one baseball shoe that I want, and it's coming out on the 15th or so, and that's the freshwater. But these box read. Wait a second. That's actually kind of hype. They gave us the old school Jordan box on there. That's a pleasant surprise. Jordan Brand, y'all did it, man. Y'all put it down with this one. Box reads Air Jordan 9 Retro Black University Gold 11.5. This ain't my pair, man. Once again, thanks again to my sponsor, JP's Music. He's the one sponsoring these shoes again. And you know, that's what happens when you have good friends. They hold you down, man. It dropped in 1993, and basically a total of 4 different colorways dropped that same year. Anyways, let's get into the upper. Right here, I mean, for the most part, the entire shoe is made of synthetic sole. You're not really getting anything genuine on here. It basically says it on the packaging, so you get what they tell you. On the upper part here, you have like a nubuck with this kind of textured print here on the side, and it's not like anything like a perforation holes. They're actually, I don't know if you can see them, but they're like little triangles or something like that, and they all kind of point in this direction, going off in that direction there. And you have your stitching around the perimeter of that design. It has a little bit of speckling, and I'm not sure if you can see it in the light, but it definitely has a little bit of shimmer to it. They added some speckled detailing in there, and I guess that's gonna show up in the daylight a little bit. The whole upper feels the same. Just, you know, the one thing I don't like is how they put that seam right on the outside of the shoe. I mean, that's dead ass in the center of the outer, and I don't know why they would do that. Usually they would put it on the inside of the seam like they did there normally, and that's kind of like more of a normal way of doing it. But it looks as if they have that in 2 separate pieces. So this front piece is one, and then they sewed it here, and then they continued it on the back to that back panel. Now on the back of the shoe here, you can see they have your Jordan 23 branding. You have this Jordan symbol within the world. Basically represents the globalization of basketball, man. Like, basketball wasn't always a global sport. I mean, there was a time when it was really only popular in North America. Around this time, the whole world started watching basketball, and MJ is a huge reason to do with that. So you have your yellow pull tab on the back as well. It's a fabric, probably like a nylon. The front of the shoe, the toe box is pretty plain. It's in that nubuck material. It's nothing special. I didn't really see anything too crazy to talk about. Lacing system, you got your nylon laces with your plastic eye stays. Now these eye stays kind of feel a little bit cheap. I'm not gonna lie, like they're really sharp too. It's almost like, damn, like what when you cut your fingers on that trying to tie up your shoes or relace your shoes and shit. Like, you hear that? I don't like how those are. It's just, I wish they would have put like maybe something more premium, maybe a metal, who knows, something a little bit better though. But you have your tongue, which is basically a mesh nylon booty. You have a Jordan branding in yellow here on the top of the tongue. Obviously it just says Air Jordan. It's nothing special, and I really don't like that. And there's a reason. It's because that is going to get dirty immediately. If you wear anything other than white socks in these shoes, it's going to get dirty 100%. And on top of that, the nature of the fiber, it's like one of those fabrics or materials that's gonna pill. You're gonna get those little black pills that are inside the shoe, and it's gonna look real nasty and gross after a while. So if you guys got one of those like pill removers, or if you're you're a straight G and you use the razor blade still, yeah, you're gonna have to bust that out for these, because you're about to get some pill action, and these about to turn nasty color. These inner neoprene booties, they're really comfortable, man. I actually love when they put these on shoes, because it feels like the shoe's grabbing your foot. It feels like a tight, well, you know what, don't want to let go is what it means. So yeah, it's really nice. The neoprene is a good touch to this shoe, and it's like, it's strange that they put this on the 9 and not put it on anything before this. But this is actually a polyurethane midsole. They went with a poly this time, and I think it's basically for a little bit of extra durability. Obviously this shoe is very boot-like, and it's not very flexible, and it's very sturdy, so I feel like, yeah, they went with poly for that specific reason. They wanted the shoe to be a little bit more robust in its design. They wanted to be able to take a licking and keep on ticking, or whatever. This outsole is pretty special. They did a good job with marking this and giving the shoe a good symbology, and they kind of wanted to have an overall message behind the shoe. You have your Jordan branding right here on the bottom of the outsole. Your midsole has this kind of like, almost like, it's like grabbing, almost like a machine kind of grabbing on there. And obviously, once again, it's meant to be very cleat-like. So the outsole is pretty unique. They have it in yellow on black, which adds a nice contrast. But here you'll notice you have the Jordan symbol. It's an oversized Jordan symbol on the heel, and you have your designs here basically around the Jordan. You have this kind of like, it's not a real shank plate. It's basically it's a faux shank plate. It's actually part of the midsole. It's not actually a shank plate, but there is one in there. It's probably about this big and about this big. Now, why they put such a small shank plate in there, I don't know. For whatever reason, maybe they thought it would add to the stability of the shoe. Now, when you're talking about this outsole, you have multiple languages. Here, obviously, you have some sort of representation of a globe. You have here some different characters, and I believe that's kanji, if I'm not mistaken. And you have here a bunch of different like symbols and a bunch of different markings. Up here, it has a bunch of different languages. Now, I'm going to read off for you what these mean, and it's in several different languages actually. So here's what these words actually mean. So the first word is Russian, and it means sport. The second word is actually Swahili, and it means independence. The third word is Russian, and it means freedom. The fourth word is German, and it means athletic. And the last word is Swahili, and it means hope. On the right shoe here, as you can see, we have French, means dedicated. The second word is Spanish, and it means force. The third word is Italian, and it means intense. The fourth word is also French again, and it means freedom. The fifth word is German, and it means graceful. So those are basically the meanings behind the outsoles of the shoe, man. I mean, there's so much stuff on here, you're kind of left wondering like, what the hell? Now, as far as functionality of the outsole, I mean, it don't look like this is designed for no traction, so don't be surprised if it isn't the most functional on court, but I mean, it's more of a design focused shoe. Really, they knew Jordan wasn't gonna be wearing these anyway, so they didn't really focus on functionality on the court. They kind of just wanted to pay a homage to the greatest player of all time, even though he was out of the league at the time and he was playing baseball. So these came out at a time when Jordan was already out of the league. He wasn't playing at the time, so yeah, they didn't really care about the tech inside. They didn't do too much. Now, speaking of tech, there is an encapsulated EVA air sole unit in the heel and in the forefront. Now, there's not a whole lot of tech. It actually is very similar to the type of EVA wedge you'd find in like an Air Jordan 1. It's like really minimal airbags in there, and it's like super small, like, you know what I mean? The back one is kind of similar to your EVA wedge you'd find in the Jordan 1, but the forefront air is like almost non-existent, man. I actually saw the cross cut, which I'll try to throw for you guys up on the screen here if I can find the images. But for the most part, when you dissect this shoe, there's a whole lot less tech than you'd think in here. But as I said, Jordan wasn't playing in them, so they didn't care that much. Reason I really don't like these shoes is because they look like a pair of dirt kickers that you might pick up at Canadian Tire or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You about to go hunting and all of that. These shoes retail for $245 Canadian. That's probably gonna end up to be somewhere around like $295, $290 something after tax. You're paying almost $300 for Jordans, no matter what, no matter how hard the colorway is. Even if it's trash bag like this, you're still paying out the bag, you know what I'm saying? What kind of size are you looking at with these hoes? Well, to tell you the truth, for one of the very rare occasions, I'm gonna suggest you go up half a size, because these are like mad tight, man. These can actually start choking on your toes if you're not careful. So make sure y'all go up a half a size if you guys, especially if you guys got some wide feet like your boy, because these, they're toe killers, bro. You're gonna feel like you lost a toe by the end of the night. So yeah, half a size up if you guys are wondering. You know what would have made this shoe a lot better? Is if they made this little panel right here 3M. Then it would have popped. At least you could have wear it in the nighttime and somebody would notice. I never notice when somebody wears Jordan 9s. I ain't even gonna lie, man. If somebody is, I probably assume they're wearing boots, because I really don't see too many of these around. And when I do, I'm like, it was alright. Has anybody in the comment section actually played in these joints? Because I ain't going to. So maybe one of y'all could tell me how these perform on court, because there's no way I'm playing with these. I'm never putting these on foot. These are never going to touch court. I can tell you that right now. As far as materials go, if you guys are vegan or you're not into like using actual leathers, this might be a good option for you, simply because it's all synthetic upper. It's basically a Jordan boot. As I said though, man, I do like that neoprene inner booty. That is one of the features of the shoe that I really do like. If I'm gonna go with this much bulk, it better be a wicked ass retro, not this kind of foolery. It's Tinker Hatfield who actually designed these, and I mean, you can't get them all right. He was apparently really inspired by the Japanese and the Japanese culture. Basically, Jordan, when they were developing these shoes, was actually in Japan at the time. Tinker Hatfield and Jordan were in Japan while they were developing the shoe, but shit, looks like Tinker Hatfield was dipping into the sake a little bit too much when he was designing this bad boy. For those of you guys who know about the Jordan statue in Chicago, you'll know that if you look, these are the shoes that he's wearing. But why? Like, why would you guys immortalize Jordan in the 9? So you mean to tell me that in the distant future, when humans in an advanced civilization dig our remains up and they dig up the Jordan statue, they're gonna see him wearing these 9s? They passed up the 1s, they passed up the 11s, they passed up the 6s, and said we got these on the statue. So Tinker, I mean, I know what you're trying to do. I know what he was trying to do, but it didn't work out that good. This is possibly the first ugly Jordan shoe that came out. I don't expect these to sell at all. If you guys are expecting them to sell, man, that's on you. But make sure you got some people lined up already to buy these that you know are gonna take them, because from my opinion, these is gonna hit the discount bin for sure. So that's on y'all if y'all want to try to cop these, but I wouldn't recommend it. What do you guys think about the Jordan 9? Do you think it's worth copying? Are you guys like you know what I'm saying, sad you missed out on the release, or are you sad at all? Are you guys copying these? Are you planning on letting them pass? Because there's so much other stuff in the month to drop. Let me know in the comment section if you guys think these are fire. Are you guys into 9s, or are they like your least favorite Jordan like most people? I mean, I know me personally, I could pass on this colorway. There's other stuff coming in the month. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. Retro God bringing you back another 4K visual, dog. You already know I have the best reviews in Canada, dog. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even a question. Rest of these guys are boring. They play with me, I'm too edgy. You know what I'm saying? They too edgy. They don't want to do what I do. They can't do what I do. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. I got all kind of more kicks coming for you guys, man.